Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and I don't really do reviews on video games, but this is a video game I probably played a lot of at this point now that I could give a good review of it and say if you want to play this or not. It is an XCOM clone, you could say, and it's Gears Tactics. And people will be asking, what's Gears Tactics? Well, it's a tactics game like XCOM. It's like an RTS-ish. It's in the RTS genre, if I'm saying it correctly, because it's strategy and RTS is in the same category in my opinion. And I am hyped for that Alien Tactics game that's coming out soon. I think if it's a tactics game, I don't know. Maybe it's not called that, but it looks like one. So I am hyped for it. It's kind of cool. I'll totally check it out at some point, maybe in let's just be honest, 10 years or so, because I went into the games at dirt cheap anyway. Because around like when the game comes out, I don't really pay that much because I think it's kind of stupid. You pay for games at launch. Like I paid for Gear Tactics for like $15. I was going to try to get it for $10, but I was like, you know what, just get the 15. I'll enjoy this game anyway because it's Gears of War and it's a good game. I It has its issues. I will say that it does sometimes crash when I was playing through the classic mode and the all content mode that I milked the living hell out of. And you can watch around 40 episodes ish of Gears Tactics. Yeah, it's a long game. I mean, there's a lot of you have to use your mind a lot to like strategize and say, okay, maybe I got to put this guy here. It's legit like chess in some capacity. And I know some people did not like this game because it's not a third-person shooter, and it's like legit the only like tactics game Gears of War has ever gotten, and you guys are complaining. I mean, like even after when this game came out, we got DLC was Gears 5 Hivebusters that was I would say was decent DLC. It is good DLC, but it's not even close to ROM Shadow where you play as the actual Locust. And I would say I like how they did this game. They first released it on Steam and Windows, and I think it was a good idea because this is the first time doing a tactics game, and it is said they didn't fix all the bugs, and I was expecting a New Game Plus, and I didn't know that's what it was called. I just never knew it was called New Game Plus, and they did not add that on the physical release or when they released it on Xbox One, Series X, and S. And that's such an L. I think it's stupid because you're legit as a person who played through it. I don't want to play through this game again because the bosses are hell. I mean, they are difficult. Like the Brumac, the Corpso, like they're easy. Like as long if you know how to get those, you know what you're doing. They are easier now to get through, but the Hydra. I will say this now. That is the shittiest boss I have ever played through. It took me almost 2 weeks to kill that boss. It is annoying, and I mean that with like when you actually play through this game and you get to the final boss, you will be annoyed and angry that they made a boss like this. It's so stupid how they did it. I mean, yes, it's supposed to be difficult, but on normal mode? Normal. Like I mean if this game was on hard mode, yes, I'll be annoyed, but on normal? Really, Coalition? I'm sorry, but you guys really messed up on that last boss cuz it's so annoying. I mean, after I completed, I was like, yes, I finally killed this boss. But it would have been nice if you added a new game plus mode for people who want to kill that boss again for like payback. But no, you have to restart through the whole entire game again with literally nothing and go through all this extra crap. I don't know if you can skip the cutscenes. I don't know, but I mean, it's stupid. Like it is. It's just annoying. It just is because I don't know. It just is. And there was no co-op. I mean, I'm not really. I like playing by myself, but it would have been cool if they had co-op for some people. I know some people would want co-op, and on the Xbox, the rating's like a 3.7, and that's acceptable. That's like a 7 out of 10 ish if you want to be like 7 out of 10, but it's like a 3 out of like literally a 4 out of 5, but more like a 3 out of 5 if you want to be honest here. But yeah, that's like the best rating I could really give on like a 3 out of 5. So it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10 ish. That's really what I'm saying. That's really the best rating I could give for this game. Is it enjoyable for the whole game? Yes. I mean, not facing the bosses, everything is easy. And one of the other things I'm annoyed by with Gears Tactics is the I mean the locusts are all the same. I mean, they all have like, the same design you see through, I would say, Gears of War 4. Like if you play through Gears of War 4, first you face like some locusts from the original game and they all look the same. But if you play through Gears of War 2 and 3, they all look different. They all have different armor. Some have flamethrowers. Like, they could have added that in, like, the final version for, like, the all content mode that they added in for, like, the physical release and the Series X and S and the Xbox One version. But they never added that in. So I'm like, this is stupid. They could have added this stuff in. But all they added was, like, a cool cactus with, like, emulsion coming out, and I don't know how that connects because I thought the locusts were running away from the emulsion, but I guess this evil mad doctor that's in the game found a way to use it. But this is, the beginning years of the Locust War, so like the human and Locust War, so the emulsion wasn't as effective as it is when we see it in Gears of War 2 at the end, and Gears of War 3 when it's like full blown like a virus, like the Flood. So yeah, I don't. There's a lot of things that are questionable. You could say, like even Prescott, but there's a reason why he's acting like a dick because Prescott is in around this time period. There's a lot of things he's done that are questionable, but it's justifiable just because of what was happening. If you've read the books and you look at the lore, if you know what's happening, because like it's like this war, I mean, is like destructive. I mean, it's fallout, like death, and like legit around 90-ish% of the human population dies. I mean, they're not in the millions. They're in like somewhere around the hundreds of thousands. Like I would say around 900,000 ish. Like they lost a lot of humans. You could still probably say after they filed the Hammer of Dawns, there was probably still like around a million ish, but they lost a lot of humans, and I will say a lot of humans. And there's more into the lore that I'm not going to get deeper into, but it's people can guess how many people died after the Hammer Dawns when they actually used them against their own people and thought they could destroy the Locusts that way, but they're underground. But yeah, they really effed up their planet. Let's be honest here. But besides that, the game crashes sometimes. It's not bad. I mean, you can get through some of the levels without it crashing, but sometimes it will crash. And I don't know how good it is on the Series X, because maybe it's a little different when you play through on the Series X, but there is the Xbox One version that I played through on my X, so it was a good experience, but there were issues. And yeah, I recommend this game. I do. I recommend it to anyone who wants to play it. It is fun. And I know some people out there who are like third person enthusiasts who say, "Oh, this isn't a true Gears of War game. Who cares? It sucks." And all I have to say to those people is, have you ever played the game? That's all I have to ask. I know it's not like your standard third person experience where like the cutscenes aren't well, the original Gears of War cutscenes weren't that long, but I don't know about Gears 4 and 5. They're pretty long. They may I don't know why they thought like, oh, let's make Gears of War 4 and 5 like The Last of Us and like Sony games. Like no, that's not what Gears of War is. It's a really fun third person shooter with a bunch of gore that they took out of 4 and 5. There's still gore, but it's not like as like Gears 4 and 5 where the gore was like whoa in your face like on the screen with splashes. It's not really in the new games. It's kind of, but it's not like as extreme as the original. It's probably because of the 360, but I don't know. I just think people complained and people were not expecting this, but like did people complain when Halo Wars came out? I enjoyed Halo Wars. Like I mean, and this was probably when I was more of a zealot of Halo, but I mean, I was a fan of Halo Wars. I thought it was really cool, and probably just because that's when I really started to get into RTS games, and I am an RTS fan, and this game was fun. I did enjoy it. And for anyone out there who hasn't played it, I do recommend it. And the soundtrack's good in Gears of War I mean, not Gears of War, but Gears Tactics. It has a good soundtrack. I did enjoy it. It does have a XCOM vibe. If you've never played XCOM, it's a good. It has the same vibe, but I don't think it's as the same because XCOM is a much better game than Gears Tactics. It's in the realm, but it's not like oh my gosh, like XCOM. But I do recommend playing it. I do if you have time, and it's very cheap, so don't waste your sweat if it's gonna go up. Gears of War games do not go up in price. You can probably get them all for, I mean all of them. I mean for probably around $50. All of them together in a bundle, maybe 60. I mean the cheap games, and they're really fun, and they're just worth the fun. I mean, play them. They're really fun games, and this game as well. But do get annoyed by the bosses. You will feel hell. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I give this game a 8 out of 10. As I said before, 8 out of 10, but some people give it a 7. But you get my point. 8 out of 10. Play it if you want to, but if you don't, I can't tell you otherwise. But check it out, it's really fun. But I hope you guys support this channel, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support me, go to my Odyssey channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, scavengers.